All right, everyone. Steve Metrics here with yo boy,
DJ Triggs.
and we are No Debate Sports here on week 15 of the NFL season. And yeah, it's man, like I tell you what, man, I was watching a few games yesterday, and I did not expect to see two ACLs get torn on the same day. And every time you see it, man, like it goes. And that was a gut wrenching thing to see with Micah Parsons, because I know everyone is talking about Myles Garrett, but I tell you what, man, seeing a guy playing meaningful football, I think Micah Parsons is by far the best defensive player in the league this year, easily.
Yeah, I mean, as the Packer fan, um, uh, yeah, I don't even have words. It's almost tough. Like
Yeah,
you, I mean, even watching the game, the air went out of the entire stadium, and I mean, it was in Mile High,
yeah,
so there's not much air up there anyway. But
nope,
like that game was over. I mean, the Packers were starting to pull away. And I mean, before even getting to Micah Parsons, Christian Watson going down
that hurt.
with what looks to be a chest injury. I thought it was his collarbone at first,
I thought it
or
was an
maybe his
AC.
shoulder. I did
Yeah,
too. I
yeah,
actually have a strained AC joint from a while ago, and it's
yeah,
not the easiest thing to go like this and hold your arm up after a while.
yep,
But Packers being up 9 at the time, and then throwing that bomb, and Surtain coming over, intercepting it, diving on top. Uh, which I didn't really care for that. I mean, not even just because it was an interception. I just didn't like the way the play the defensive play looked.
right.
Um, and then like almost, I don't know, 5 minutes in real football time, then Micah Parsons, and that one was
That's worse.
that that was the end. Like,
Yeah,
um, the defense just, there was no pass rush. There
mm-mm.
was, I mean, guys were getting beat on the outside.
Yep,
Uh, like they couldn't stop the run anymore,
mm.
and I mean,
It changed.
literally everything else was non-existent on defense.
Yep.
But I know we're talking Micah Parsons, but the same thing happened on offense the first half of the season that Christian Watson wasn't there.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I think the Packers might be cooked at this point.
Well, I
Which,
heard Watson's doing better than what people thought.
yeah,
So, yeah, between you and Devontae on the Rams, it seems like they're possibly, maybe in the short term, going to miss a game, but in the long term, they should still be a go.
like, I mean, cross fingers. I mean,
Right.
who knows? But
I mean,
yeah,
I will
defensively,
say Golden did play a little bit better for playing those deep kind of routes, and that is why he is drafted. He is supposed to be the second coming of Xavier Worthy, so that's why he is brought into this team.
yeah, but he doesn't have enough reps. I know that sounds weird,
Right.
but
This guy have the chemistry.
um, yeah, he's just out there, and you can tell once, like, Jordan Love was basically just looking for anybody at that point, and yeah, guys can't get themselves open, and yeah, the box score is going to tell you there was no difference with Christian Watson out there, but it was clearly a difference. Um, to lose your number one receiver, your number one tight end, which could be technically your number one receiver, like, the offense took a big hit.
Totally.
And then, I mean, Josh Jacobs was coming in there kind of limping a bit. Uh, yeah, a lot of the offense is kind of beat. But again,
Yep.
on the other side, not having any pass rush, uh, I mean, they kind of rattled off like 20 points in the second half.
Yep.
It was nuts. Very nuts.
Yeah, Denver is going to keep doing Denver things, and plus playing at home in Denver. That's not a place that the ordinary cast of Packers are used to playing in outside of Jacobs. So it's a very, very tough place to play. They ramp up that noise in that stadium too. So you got that, you got the elevation. It all plays a factor.
I'm going to be honest. Denver's not that good, and I know I've been saying that for 2 seasons, but like the noise level, there were "Go Pack Go" chants.
Oh yeah, there were
for like half of that game until these injuries happened. I mean, the Packers were firmly in control when they threw that interception, up 9, and then even after that, at the end of the game, they still had a shot to win. They just didn't have any offense left.
Right. I did not agree with that play call that Peyton did right there. I was like, whoa, all of a sudden your percentage of winning went from like 0 to like, whoa, we got a fighter's chance right here. All of a sudden, like you're down 8. It was like, wait, shouldn't they just kick the field goal and go up 11?
And I mean, there was a lot of little nagging stuff that happened in that second half too. I mean, I know Quay Walker got a bit banged up. Man, I can't think. Someone took a shot like directly to the face. It might have been Bullard or McKinney. Now, all right, and this isn't just because the Packers lost or whatever. Even when we were up 9, 10, whatever, like Denver's kind of dirty. I don't know if you've recognized that as a Raiders fan. Huh?
I mean, Pat Surtain's going to kind of play in your face. His father played that way. Like he's a very in your face kind of player. He's a great.
Not even that. Like being in your face is fantastic. Every tackle I seen, and oh man, I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I wonder if I can find it really quick. Number 7.
Oh, okay.
I think he was number 7. He was a single-digit guy.
Yeah.
Corner, big hair coming out of his helmet.
The Samoan guy, right? Plays in the secondary. Yep. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, he's played a little sketch, I've noticed.
Number 9. It was number 9. That's who it was. Hufanga, maybe?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Like every tackle that guy made was low and at someone's knees. There was a point where he hit. Oh, it might have been. I think it was one of our running backs. It might have been Brooks. Just completely smacked helmets with him, and I'm like, wow, how much lower can a guy get to not get destroyed in his knee?
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's stuff like that. I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, like I said, Sean Payton is a great head coach, but yeah, he is prickly, and he will definitely torque his guys to doing certain things. Plus, he was the head coach back when there was Bounty Gate in the New Orleans Saints organization.
Oh, yeah.
So he knows how to get those defensive guys to play dirty. It's a real thing.
Just in the games that I watched, I did not see so many knee tackles that I seen in this game. I mean, there was a point where Luke Musgrave had a big catch. Tries literally, you could see, and they must have talked about it because he wasn't the only guy. You could see someone going low at him, and he tries to jump over them, and they hit him in his leg, like high leg, where he literally does a flip and lands on his head. And it was like, is that the only, like, none of these guys wrapped up at all.
Yeah. Like, I mean, to me, football needs to be where you either need to be hitting a guy in the strike zone, or if you're going to wrap him up, you have to do it above the knees. Like that's really what football is. Not for guys' knees or below, especially off the line of scrimmage.
And there was actually, they actually called a penalty on it was barely late, but I guess what Romo said was they wrapped up Love at his legs after he had released the ball, so it was a a personal foul, which a roughing the quarterback foul, which I didn't actually know that was a thing, but the refs must have even been aware, like, hey, every time they're hitting him late, it's at his legs. And it was like 2 plays later, oh, here's another one. Like, and I'm just like, what? Why aren't we calling that one? But I mean, it was so ridiculous watching that game. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna ask Metrics, how often did his quarterbacks get hit in the legs? Because you guys played them 2 times a year. Like it was kind of scary to watch.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, I probably have not watched any games this year because I am protesting against watching games this year
That
until
makes sense.
the team starts to put themselves in the right track. I think we're going to feed Kenny Pickett to the Wolves again against Houston. And then I would hope after that, that's when you got to say, you know what, Cam Miller, let's see what you're made of. That's what I'm hoping for. So at that point, I'm back in. But since the Washington game, I'm done watching Raider games until Pete Carroll and Geno Smith get the heck out of here. It's ridiculous. I've watched a lot of Denver games this year. They are as good as what I thought. I've placed Super Bowl bets on them. I still, to this day, have them coming out of the AFC, especially if they have the overall home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. They play tough. That home field advantage, that elevation, makes a sizable difference. I don't know if they're going to have it again after this season. Probably not. But you can tell that home field advantage is just different. And when you got a guy that's got that clutch factor of Bo Nix,
Oh no, I'm not going to agree with that. I'm not agreeing with that at
he
all.
absolutely has
No,
that clutch factor, man.
that the
The way he
literally
scrambles,
watching. So as much as people have been talking like big Bo Nix and all of that stuff, and watching them play, that means the Packers were that much better then because they literally shut him down for half a game until literally Micah Parsons got injured. Then he
but
ran
that
the
happens in a
score up.
lot of games too.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I mean, he's literally playing the Raiders, the Chiefs, who are absolute garbage, and
Yep.
the Chargers, who I don't believe in for
Oh, they
half of
got a
their
great
for,
secondary.
for 6 of their games. So obviously they're going to win most of the division. So
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I don't think they're that good. They'll probably run into someone like the Patriots, who actually has a defense, and get completely murdered.
I don't think New England's that good, actually. I mean, I love seeing Drake May play. I love Travion Henderson. I stand by my decision that if we brought in Chip Kelly, why did we not figure out quarterback or some banana position round one and take Travion Henderson in round two, which is Chip Kelly's guy? That's just mind blowing to me. I do like that stuff of the Patriots, but I do feel clearly the Patriots are beneficiaries of a weak schedule. We
Yeah,
see that with them. We see that with the Bears. We see that with the 49ers. These are real things. Jaguars, too, are probably in this as well. But, I mean, I just saw Buffalo just crank it up on them.
I,
And
I
yes, Josh
mean,
Allen right now is the best quarterback in the NFL. But the way that they cranked it on New England told me that, like, New England, when push comes to shove against some of these greater teams, even like a Jacksonville, I could see right now the way Jacksonville is structured, the way they're playing, the way Liam Cohen has figured out how to tap into Trevor Lawrence being that real franchise quarterback. That offense, that defense, even from the beginning of the year, I've always liked Jacksonville's defense in some degree. Jacksonville is to me definitely a better team right now than New England. I think some of these teams are going to cannibalize each other, especially teams like New England, which didn't really play anybody, or like Buffalo, which you can't keep putting on the Superman cape and not having a good defense. I think New England and Buffalo are going to be out of the playoffs pretty quick.
So I mean, if we're gonna go in that direction, Denver's got a pretty soft schedule too. I mean, so they have wins against Tennessee, Cincinnati, Philly, middle of the season. Okay, I'll give them Philly.
That
They
was a
beat
good
them by
comeback.
4. They beat them by 4. New York, Dallas, Houston by 3 when they were kind of falling off a cliff.
Yep.
Vegas twice, Kansas City, and now Green Bay when they were broken. So
Yeah, but they broke Green Bay. Like they are the ones
No,
dealing that blow in that game.
Micah Parsons fell down by himself.
Right, I give you that. But
When
if you're playing the game
we
where
were up
players
9,
go down,
but we were up 9. Like
right.
there, between the Christian Watson and Micah Parsons injury, we were literally doing whatever we wanted on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
And like, so if we, like I said, we go through their schedule, the two winning teams that they played, which are the Chargers and the Colts, they lost both of those games. So
the Charger game, they played really well though, and they definitely should have won that game. I thought
we can play really well, but Bo Nix only threw 153 yards. So,
and that's the thing, is that Chargers secondary is great. Like that team you flat out cannot throw on, and the run game of Denver is rough.
Do we want to know the games where he's actually thrown big yardage? Because Tennessee 176 yards. Again, Chargers 153. The Jets 174. Houston 173. Vegas 150. Vegas 212. And then obviously the Packers
got a good secondary though. Like of all the things going on, like between the Raiders, the Chargers, the Texans, yeah, I mean, like some of these teams, like they got good secondaries, and I mean, like watching Bo Nix, yeah, I mean the numbers are definitely down a bit, but still, when it comes to clutch factor, doing your thing in the fourth quarter, winning football games, they are winning football games. And granted,
but they're winning against bad teams though. They haven't beaten it. Literally the only two teams on their schedule that they beat that actually have a winning record are Philadelphia and Green Bay.
Yep.
And again, arguably Green Bay could have won this game. Absolutely. And Philly they beat by 4. Like,
but I also feel that just losing, as great as those players are, losing Christian Watson, losing Micah Parsons, you still got to find a way to win those games.
No, there was no way to win. There was no way to win. Like when you don't have a pass rush anymore. I mean, I understand, like, you know, the rest of the team is there, but Rashawn Gary is an absolute garbage defensive end, pass rusher, stand-up backer, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
Yeah, we're great at stopping the run. That's why Harvey only had 65 yards. Like, our secondary is kind of garbage if we don't have a pass rush. Micah Parsons is second or third in sacks. He's number 1 in quarterback hurries. He's literally top 2 pass rusher in the NFL. When you lose that, your secondary is gonna get burned. Like, again, that game there was no shot. And we watched, as Packer fans, we watched the beginning of the season without Christian Watson. It was absolute horrible. It makes sense that, you know, Toyota-thon, Jordan Love, turned up when Christian Watson came back. Like, our offense was pretty stagnant.
But that tells me, though, that there's something weird, that, like, Christian Watson is great, but him going down can't just, like, rip your offense apart.
He's our number 1.
He is your number 1, clearly. Like, I watch the games, he is clearly the number 1. But if you got a Rolodex of all these wideouts,
they're horrible.
Right.
We've been talking about that since the beginning. As Packer fans, Romeo Doubs is
done
at the most a 4. Jaden Reed came back, and he's hurt, or he was hurt for 90% of the season. Dontavion Wicks drops the ball way too much. I mean, literally the second interception hit his hands, went in the air. And it was like, and you could see him go to the sideline, throw his helmet, all this stuff. Tucker Kraft was our number 1 for half the season. He went down. I mean, Luke Musgrave is solid, but I can't remember the other tight end. He was the other interception at the beginning. Fitzpatrick. No, there was Wiley. He's the one that went down when they took his legs out. Yeah. He's our better blocking tight end. So, we didn't just lose 2 guys in that game. Again, Josh Jacobs got up limping, and he was already hurt coming into the game. Like, literally all of those blows to the legs kind of just took. Oh, Quay Walker went down on defense.
Yep.
Like it
Yep.
wasn't just two guys that got hurt that game. It was a ton of guys.
Okay. Yeah, that's legit. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of guys. I mean, that definitely brings up some really interesting things about when you lose a lot of guys. Then you're really dealing with something, and you're really going uphill, even though you're down nine or you're up nine. So yeah, that's kind of bizarre. Um, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel going
Oh,
into
oh,
this
wait.
game against Chicago, though, I still feel that somehow, some way, Green Bay is still going to figure out something to come out swinging pretty hard against
Oh,
Chicago.
and I did forget one big part of that. So yeah, Josh Wiley did go down. He was ruled out. That was the concussion I was talking about, where number 9 tried to low cut him. Wiley tried to get lower and
Yeah.
banged him in the head. Zach Tom, our All Pro tackle, he was out with a knee injury.
Okay.
Evan Williams out with a knee injury. Wow, that sounds familiar. Like when
Yeah.
you're just getting banged in the legs, that yeah, I,
Yeah. That's,
I'm
it's
I
a
know,
sketch.
and I'm not
It's
like
Bountygate.
saying this, that, and the other. Like literally, beginning of the game when we were beating them, I was like, wow, there's a lot of leg tackles going on here. This is kind of weird.
Ugh.
2 guys going out with knee injuries, and one got hit in the head because he tried to get low. It's
Yep.
kind of a little weird.
That's sketch.
Yeah, and then
That's
Savion
legit.
Williams is also out. He's a wide receiver from
Yeah.
TCU, I would say. Like, I don't know. It just seems a little weird, but no,
I like that guy a lot, actually.
that's 6 guys in one game that went down.
Yeah, that's sketch. Like, there's definitely got to be some sketch. But again, at the end of the day, the NFL is a sport, but it is
Yep.
sports entertainment.
Yeah, I agree.
So, like, yeah, there's definitely going to be some shady stuff, and this is definitely pure shade going on with
All right.
what's being allowed on defense.
Last Bo Nix bashing, I guess. So the last
He's
4
my guy,
games,
man. I love seeing that guy play.
the last 4 games before he played this. So you tell me if any of these teams are scary. Raiders, Kansas City, Washington, Raiders, right? So 4 games. He had 2 touchdowns total and 3 interceptions. I don't know, but I don't know if that sounds any good to me, but
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much yeah. Yeah. Couldn't
Yeah, I
even beat
mean,
up on the bad teams.
right. I definitely get that. That's not looking good. I'm I'm going off of what I've seen when I've seen the guy play. He definitely balls out, and he balls out when it matters, when it's
I would
clutch.
say he must ball out in
Obviously,
games you must be catching only 2 months ago, because that was the whole last
oh, yeah,
month. That was pretty bad.
exactly, yeah. And the I know the recent Raider game, they pretty much scored and just ran the ball, and they knew they could do that and just run the clock out because the Raiders can't score
Yeah.
with the way
I
the team
mean,
is.
how
So
about we go off? Let's just go off of Jordan Love's last 4 games before the Denver game. How about 9 touchdowns and 1 interception?
yeah,
I think I'd probably want that more.
I think from all the guys I know who are out there, my top 5 quarterbacks that I've seen that I like seeing lately are Jordan Love, Josh Allen, Drake May. I do like Bo Nix. I got him up there. Those are guys who it's like, man, you put the ball in their hands, like they have absolute firepower. Even CJ Stroud is playing kind of nice lately. Haven't seen too much of Stroud, but I did like what I saw against a tough 49er team a while back. But those are guys where it's like, man, you know the ball is in their hand. They're going to do something pretty cool with it. Stafford's doing some good stuff, except for the Panther game. That's not so hot. But like those are some guys that can really torque it when you need it. So I mean, definitely Jordan Love to me is one of the guys that's up there. For me, I would say of all the quarterbacks I've seen lately, for me, I got to put Jordan Love number 1 because of so many times he's hitting receivers and they're for whatever reason not catching the football. Like that's got to be really, really frustrating for you being a Packer fan. Because man, the guy throws a tight spiral. He's got a howitzer of an arm. He's making some great throws. It's kind of wild seeing that.
I think I watched like 4 drops in this Packer game. I think it was about 4. 2 were on the tight end where I was just looking at like I think I even rewinded one of them where I'm like, how did he miss? Like I don't even know how it hit his hands.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, okay, I guess this isn't for me.
Yeah, and there's a clear difference in the ability that Tucker Kraft had compared to Musgrave and Fitzpatrick. Like Musgrave, Kraft was just, he was probably a top 5 tight end in the NFL before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft is absolutely amazing. To me, watching him, it's kind of George Kittle-ish now. Like he just has that size when he gets the ball. Like good luck taking him down. Like he is absolutely fantastic. So it's tough, but I think with all that stuff happening in one game and that defensive sketch, I do think that you guys can rebound pretty well, especially for a game that you're torqued up against with Chicago. Like you might not get there, but I don't know. That's a sneaky game where I would say if you got to bet Green Bay to cover, I would definitely see that, man. I think that game coming up against Chicago is going to be a lot tighter than people think.
Well, let's hope. That's the best I can give you is let's hope.
And plus, Chicago doesn't have a pass rush either.
Yeah, but we still got to get guys to just catch the football.
You do.
Yeah.
You absolutely do. And DJ Moore looks like he's like the best thing since sliced bread. So yeah, it's gonna be a tight one, I think.
I'm trying to find the drops leaders.
Okay.
Right now,
I would definitely put Olamide Zacchaeus up there. I've seen too much of that this season. My goodness. And watching a little bit of Monday Night Football going on to the side. Yeah, Miami is a sneaky, sneaky team, man. That's a team I was calling back a while back that's like, they might not ever lose another game this season.
Yep, we did talk about that. The Packers are bottom or top 4 in drops. They're actually one of the best catching teams by percentages. This last game just was really bad.
Yeah. I know, what was it? I think Green Bay was the favorite in that game, but yeah, the tackling in Denver is definitely suspect, but that's a tough game, man. Like Green Bay did play really, really well, but it is a tough place for a lot of teams to play. So and not only that, you lost, but it wasn't that bad, even with losing all those guys. I still think Green Bay is a solid team. The long-term stuff for the rest of the season is going to be rough, but I would say you definitely have a fighter's chance probably every game the rest of the way out.
Yeah, I guess so. We didn't score a touchdown after the 14-minute mark in the third quarter.
Oof. Yeah, that's kind of reminiscent of the game that I was watching earlier in the day between the Bills and the Patriots, where it was like, yeah, I know the Patriots are up by like almost 20, but you still have to score points. You still have to do your thing in the second half. And they abandoned the run. They didn't play into their strengths. They kind of dialed back Drake May a little bit. Same thing. You still got to score points in order to win a football game.
Yeah, we just couldn't stop them. They scored 21, basically unanswered.
Yeah. Yep.
To win the game. So,
yep. And even going back a few weeks, seeing that Philadelphia game against Dallas, same thing. It was like, all right, Philadelphia's ahead, but for whatever reason, Dallas in the second half during that stretch was kind of playing better over those last few weeks, and they didn't score again for the remainder of the game. You still have to score, and if you don't score, and all of a sudden you take your foot off the brakes, now your defense is going out there more, and your defense gets gassed. So it's rough seeing that when it happens.
You want to hear something wild?
What you got?
So, Tucker Kraft, who, by the way, hasn't played half the season, and
Yep.
Christian Watson, who also hasn't played half the season, are both top 30 in touchdowns.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I mean, and not only that, I mean, seeing Christian Watson playing now, he is clearly the best iteration of his career, and playing healthy for when he's out there. The guy's got size, he's got speed, he's got that chemistry. I mean, it feels like to me now that he has even better chemistry than what Love was building with Dobbs, kind of over the last few years. Him and Watson, like they got it. And I would say too, moving forward, I think that's the kind of style receiver that Green Bay needs. Because Golden, somebody brought this up to me too. When Green Bay drafted Golden, you already have Reed, Wicks. You got these guys who are all kind of smaller, kind of route runny kind of guys. Get some size. Watson's got it. Dobbs has it, but Dobbs is kind of damaged goods at this point. Get some size out there. Get a guy that you can find in the future, like a Devontae Adams prototype. That's what it's going to take to build this team into what it needs to be.
Yeah. So now I'm actually in a looking at stats mode.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
That's no debate.
yeah, totally no debate. The Broncos have the Chargers and New England left. So, or not Chargers and Jacksonville. Sorry. Hey, there
So
could be a chance.
Jacksonville next week, and then they end with, or there's 3 weeks.
LA.
Right?
They have
Okay.
LA, Jacksonville, and the Chiefs.
Okay. LA, Jacksonville, and the Chiefs. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's a tough stretch. Do they have any of those next 2 games at home?
All of them except Kansas City.
Oh, that's perfect. That's like the perfect stretch they could ask for.
But we will see a lot based on what happens in these 3 games. Now
Yeah,
that the number 1 seed is on the line and they're playing winning teams,
yeah,
we'll see how well they do.
yeah, yeah. I would say right now, though, I would favor them in all 3 of those games.
And now
Yeah.
I'm looking at the NFC side, and I mean we're still in the same boat that I had Chicago in before. If they lose to Detroit, they could be out. But now Green Bay actually has to win football games, so
Yeah,
who
it's going
knows?
to get a little dicey
Carolina's got a good shot at making the playoffs, just
because
because.
the South is bad.
Yeah, Tampa Bay doesn't want to win,
They
so
look so bad, man. Tampa Bay looks like absolutely dreadful. I didn't stay up for the 4th quarter of that game, but man, what I saw in the first 3 quarters, and I'm holding Tampa Bay Buccaneers in fantasy between Bucky Irving and the defense. This team is dreadful, like absolutely awful, especially awful on defense. Secondary is just horrendous. Um, Man, if they didn't have Mike Evans and Emeka Ibuka, I don't think they'd win football games, man.
probably not. No,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
mean, from what it's looking like, there's a lot of bad football teams in the NFL, so I have no idea anymore.
There are some beneficiaries of bad schedules, but there's also some cool things going on, and I would definitely say what's going on with Jacksonville is pretty cool. Like you always know, Trevor Lawrence and ETN, they have that chemistry going back to Clemson, but seeing how that defense kind of built itself up, I've enjoyed watching Jaguars defense early in the season. I really have not watched any of their games probably over the last few months. But seeing Trevor Lawrence find his own way right now, it's interesting because I think if you had Trevor Lawrence for fantasy throughout the majority of your season, I would doubt you made the playoffs. And I was in another league. I dropped Trevor Lawrence probably about halfway through the season. Like he did nothing. I would think if you picked him up towards your fantasy playoffs, you got a difference maker there. But it's interesting to see the timing of when these guys start to figure it out. So going into next season, I think Trevor Lawrence is skyrocketing his value, but it took 2/3 of the season for him to figure it out. And I think they're also figuring it out on the back of they kind of have a soft schedule and they got a nice defense in a few ways too.
Yeah, that's another one of those teams where I just think they had a very soft schedule. But yeah, he's so I just looked up QBR because I mean that's probably one of the best statistics for quarterbacks. Um, he is 21st, down with Caleb Williams and Marcus Mariota. So like
There's been some
he's
good
another
football
one,
from these guys though.
huh?
There's actually been good football played by those guys as long as they know going into a game that like they are the starter. Like if Mariota has to show up because Jaden Daniels made of pencil sticks, then okay, cool. Like Mariota, like you're probably not going to figure it out. But if Mariota goes into a game knowing that he's the guy, he can play. Caleb Williams, man, that guy, like he will read a defense to the bitter end, and that's why he takes sacks. But like those guys play like QBR is kind of it's good. It can be not good, but like those group of guys, like they're figuring it out. I mean, yeah, they're in the 20s. It's interesting how many quarterbacks can kind of be in that top 2/3 of the NFL. But I mean, some of them you can work with, some you can't. I mean, Mariota is not a franchise guy at all, but like he can still play some good football games for you. I think the more Caleb Williams works with Ben Johnson, he's going to figure it out for sure. I like seeing some stuff out of those guys for sure.
I mean, I'll list the other couple of guys that are in the same window. I was just being
Yeah,
nice. Spencer Rattler and Bryce Young, Michael Penix.
yeah, that's where you start to fall off the cliff.
Michael Penix is actually higher than any of those guys I've named.
Yeah, that's weird, man. That's a weird one. He's a guy that every game I've watched this season that Penix has played, he looks incredibly awful. Spencer Rattler too. The one good game the Buccaneers had this year on defense was against Spencer Rattler. Like those guys, to me, they're just not NFL players. Penix pretty much probably had a near. I mean, I don't know, man. Penix's career might be over.
Well, not in like a mean way, but if I was an Atlanta fan, I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, Cousins looks polished, man. Like he looks like he's taking command of that offense. He's got his guys. They're running the routes. I did they beat Tampa without Drake London? They might have.
Oh, that's a good question. I could check because
Yeah,
I didn't see him on the.
I saw some white guy playing wideout for them that like had some chemistry, and then he had a can of corn that he just clearly dropped like 40 yards downfield. Um, yeah, like you can see like that old Kirk Cousins who was slinging it in Minnesota. You can
Yeah.
see that he's figuring it out.
I mean, unless you're me and you play against Kyle Pitts,
That
the
was
best
rough.
week
That's a
ever
bad draw,
had.
man. That is rough. So many teams this week for fantasy in our league that I thought were going to win just got annihilated by like the worst draws possible.
So I went through my fantasy and I mean you can do this for fun at home. Um, I just happened to go against every single team. I think every team that, and we don't have like a super high scoring league. I was going through like other people's schedules compared to mine that are in our playoffs.
Yes.
Every time I lost, someone had 100 points,
Dang.
and
That's scary.
it was usually someone just going off that had no business going off, like
Yep.
Kyle Pitts getting
Yep.
40.
Yeah, I mean, I had a scary feeling that I was looking at your father-in-law's team, and I was looking at his team kind of earlier in the season as well, and I was like, dang, like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying great things about JSN, but if you want to just go like pure receiver, guy that can do like everything, Amon-Ra St. Brown is that guy. He is the guy holding that Detroit Lions offense up and he's carrying that offense on his shoulders essentially.
Hey,
And when he went down on Thanksgiving against Green Bay, it was like that's why Green Bay is going to win that game.
well, I mean, we blew them out earlier too, but just
yeah. But
just
Amon-Ra St. Brown is everywhere. He runs beautiful routes. He can run downfield. His catching ability is phenomenal. The guy is just an amazing, amazing football player. I would say, to be honest, I mean, he's probably the best pure wide receiver in the game that can do it all. I mean, yeah, you got Jamar Chase making great catches, doing great things downfield. Devontae Adams at the goal line is pretty much unstoppable. But if you have to go with a guy throughout an entire game, Amon-Ra St. Brown is the guy I'm picking. JSN is awesome too. I mean, I've seen him earlier in his career. I saw him at Ohio State. I haven't really watched a lot of Seattle games this year. I do know, to me, their defense is what clearly stands out. I think their defense is the best in the NFL that I've seen. It's like they got a bunch of mini Micah Parsons all running around doing things that are just wild. Like no one gets set at the line of scrimmage. They're all moving before the ball is snapped. Like it's crazy, crazy stuff that they do. But yeah, you still got Sam Darnold, so that kind of concerns me in the playoffs. But yeah, like seeing stuff like that it's pretty cool, man.
Hey, at least if Amon-Ra St. Brown goes off, you're like, oh, it was just his week to go off.
Yes.
Kyle Pitts never like in his life.
Right.
I think he literally had double-digit points like once all season.
Oh, I thought you were going to go back to like the Vanderbilt game back when he played at Florida. Like that was probably his best game since Thursday night.
It probably was that. Yeah, no, I kind of just chalked up so in another one of my leagues, I was 7-2, did not make the playoffs.
What?
I lost 5 in a row.
You started 7-2 and then you lost 5 in a row.
Yep. Yep.
That's crazy.
I've gotten to the point since a couple years ago, and I probably have been on this rant before on our show. Yeah. You're more than likely going to score your most points of your season ever against me. I'm just used to it now.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like
one year I literally had I think it was last year. I had the most points scored and the most points scored against.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of why going into next season, especially for our league, we have kind of the same divisional setup that the NFL has. Our difference is that we played our divisions 3 times instead of the NFL 2 times, because I really want to make sure we got the right division winners. Now, what I want going forward is I want us to play your schedules similar to the way the NFL does it, but we will differ in a way where whatever tiebreakers you run into in your division, those tiebreakers, you'll hit those first and then you break off from it. And then you'll be ahead of everyone else in your division. Beyond that, I only want the highest divisional winners to get in. And that may mean that some divisional winners don't get in and other divisional winners do get in. So I'm kind of playing with that strategy.
I know you were trying to push for the NFL to do this too.
Yes.
I'm not a fan. I like divisions, but in fantasy, sure, why not?
Right.
I just started thinking of who is my team compared to like a team in the NFL. My team is like the Detroit Lions. We score a lot of points, but like people are going to score a lot on us. We'll make the playoffs, but no one expects us to do anything.
Right. And it's why too, like, especially seeing what's going on in the NFC right now, I don't like this seeding of teams the way it's structured. I believe Detroit was in the offseason push for this, and it only got 2 votes, fell off. But I've heard that there is kind of a slow momentum building to change this. I clearly think the NFC South team needs to be the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs. Seeing Chicago and Green Bay flip-flopping just because they lose 1 game is mind-boggling. Like, those 2 teams are both, in my eyes, They're both top 4-ish teams in the NFC, and you got Detroit lurking back there too. That should be able to claw their way up to being a 6. Like some mix of that, I think, is the way that it needs to be.
I know we've had this conversation before, but like to me, it kind of evens out because not every year you're going to have 3 teams from the NFC North. Not every year you're going to have, because I mean, look, for 20 years, it was just Green Bay. And then every once in a while you would have Chicago or Minnesota or Detroit. And then
look at the NFC West. The West is better than the NFC North now.
I agree. But at the same time, there's been times where Arizona was the best team and nobody else was good. Or the Rams were great and no one else. The 49ers were on a tear and you might get Seattle in there. So, like, I think it evens out by years and by the way the schedule gods make it. But, like, I think divisions mean something. And that's why these division battles come down to, you know, the last week of the season, like Chicago and Detroit, right? But, or, you know, Detroit playing Green Bay a couple of years ago and knocking us out.
Yep. Like I love seeing that, and I like that. It's just that I feel that seeding deserves to benefit teams that have played better throughout the season, not just because you magically won a division where you only play a third of your regular season schedule, but you do deserve to get in.
But then the division doesn't mean anything though. Like it just means getting in.
Already mean anything anyways.
It gives you a home game. So, like, that home game means a lot. I mean, we saw, what was it, Seattle a couple years ago, just because they had a home game, got to win. Because the only problem I have with it, if it does switch at any time, then it becomes the NBA. And I know we did the exercise of who's in what division. Nobody. So, like,
It's why, for those reasons, that I want it to be where like you definitely deserve to get in, but home field advantage should be in a, I don't know, like I don't know if there's a way to figure it out where like we could say that if you're third place in your division, like you do not deserve to get a home game. If you're second, I could see the case for it. Something like that. I just feel it needs to get tweaked. I just feel like, especially right now, what's going on in the NFC, I don't think Carolina or Tampa Bay deserves a 4 seed. I just feel it deserves to be some mixture of the NFC North and the NFC West to get those top 4 seeds. And maybe Philly if they figure it out.
I mean, I just like the divisions having a home game. Like, it gives you something to play for in your own division. Not only, you know, you're not just playing the rest of the league. You're trying to get a home game.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I just want to see that happen. If that's the case, where we get actual old NFL, where we have 5 teams, but then again, too, we are getting to a very interesting time in growth of the NFL worldwide, where you can feel the NFL. I mean, right now the NFL is at 32. The only actual logical next number to go to from 32 is not 34. It's actually 36.
Yeah, 36. That makes sense.
So if they do that, we could have divisions of 6. We're either going to have divisions of 3 or we're going to have divisions of 6. I would prefer to see divisions of 6. And in that case, I am full-blown 100%. You win your division, you absolutely get a home game at that point. I liked the way it was when the NFL actually had 30 and you had divisions of 5. Then at that point, I'm all in. Like that's half, back in the day, that's half your schedule. I fully support that at that point. And like way back in the day too, like Green Bay had to deal with a tough Tampa Bay team. Warren Sapp, or when you hit this time of year, all of a sudden Green Bay has to go down to Florida and it feels just awful. Like stuff like that is kind of weird and kind of fun, or vice versa. So seeing stuff like that is cool. I mean, I'm really curious to see, and I think we're going to see it kind of soon. what happens when the NFL goes to 36. I'm personally, I'm hoping for 6. I would love to see divisions of 6. I think that would be really, really cool.
So I'm just going to use not Green Bay, Chicago and Detroit compared to Tampa and Carolina, right?
Yep.
So the NFC North teams have a weaker strength of schedule compared to those other two teams.
Yep.
Strength of victory. Let's see. Chicago's at 34%, and Detroit's at 38 for strength of victory. Tampa Bay's at 46, and Carolina's at 47. Yeah. So, like, not only are their wins meaning more, but their schedules are harder too. So, maybe that is. Huh?
So, what are the cross divisions? We know the South is crossing with the NFC West. What is the AFC division that they cross with? And then same thing for the North. You're going to have your NFC cross division and your AFC. I think your AFC cross division is the AFC North. I don't know what your NFC division. I think it might be the South, actually.
I was going to say, I thought it was.
Yeah,
it's the North because we play Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh for sure.
Your NFC cross division.
Let's see.
It'd be ironic if it was each other. If you had the NFC South and the NFC South had the NFC North.
The East, because we played Washington, the Cowboys, and the Eagles.
So the East really only has one-ish teams that's really kind of legit.
Right. And then Tampa played
LA, Seattle.
They played the West 49. In the NFC.
And then
the East? Yeah, they played the East.
That's tough.
In the NFC. So,
East has 3 teams that are solid.
So if you look at that,
that's
maybe that makes sense on why Chicago's not elected. Yep. And I've been talking about Chicago's had the easiest schedule since the beginning of the year.
Them in New England.
And so that's why they're at a 10-win team when you have Carolina and Tampa battling it out for this division where, Detroit's 8-6. Are they really that good? I mean, if you say when the Packers played them, we blew them out twice. Well, guess what happened when Detroit played Chicago? They beat them by 30. So, so now you add that in. Well, that division deserves a little bit more respect than whoever wins their division earns more respect than a Detroit team getting in there at the end.
So what you're saying, and actually this is a thing from what I know of people who root for this. So what you're saying is Chicago is Notre Dame.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
They're going to win a bunch of games, have a few losses, and not make it into the playoffs.
But look at last year. Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they have the most one score wins and this and that and blah blah blah. And then they got absolutely boat raced when they made it. They had all those wins. None of the wins mattered at all. They had an easy schedule, So,
and the Chiefs kind of were that way this year.
And I made the joke to Detroit Lions fans. Well, welcome to the number 1 schedule in the division because Green Bay has had that for so many years. Well, they only won 10 or 11 games. You know how hard that is when you play the number 1 schedule?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the same thing with the West. So if you look at, and I know we're about to wrap up here, and my computer's about to die. So,
that's no debate.
The Rams' strength of schedule is 54%. Their strength of victory is 51. So if you go down to Seattle's strength of schedule is 46. So nearly 10 points lower. And then their strength of victory is almost one almost like 15 points lower. So like,
Yeah.
are they winning games? Yeah, they're great. Their defense is awesome. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but they're
It's a
not really
regular season
beating
team.
anyone.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like when Seattle wins games, they annihilate teams. I
Yep.
mean, the Indianapolis game was fun and that's cool and all that. But normally this season, Seattle wins games and they annihilate their opponents. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, what that tells you is when you hit the playoffs and you actually play these tighter games, or like the last game they just played against Indy, when you have to see what Sam Darnold is truly made of, that's where you're going to see it. I mean, I really like Seattle, but I truly believe that it's kind of, to me, kind of reminds me of Philly back when it was Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. And yes,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts now, like, I'll be honest, I don't think he's that great. But you did feel that he was going to have his moment and have his time to make a difference. And it's those leadership qualities that you see in Jalen Hurts that you don't see in Carson Wentz. And I really wonder, and I'm crossing my fingers for it because it's a player that I was hoping my Raiders would draft. And ever since I saw last season, I saw this guy just annihilate Wisconsin. I really do want to see Jaden Milroe play for the Seahawks. I think he is that difference maker that could actually put that team over the top.
So before I get out of here, this is my last thing. I swear.
Yep.
So 8 teams in the NFC have a strength of schedule over 50%, right?
Sure.
5 of those are already eliminated. So Minnesota, Atlanta, New Orleans, Arizona, and the Giants.
Okay.
There's a reason why they're eliminated. Their schedules were so hard. Like
right.
The only one with no excuse is probably the Cowboys. They should have they have a pretty bad schedule. So
yeah, they got a pretty bad schedule, or even worse defense.
mm-hmm.
But if you got fantasy, I mean, I really liked the play that you made this year with Jamal Williams at running back. I thought he was awesome, really fun to watch. He was doing it a little bit with McCarthy as well. But like, man, he's cool, man. Like that's the cool stuff there. But yeah, overall Dallas, man, they got to really figure out that defense, man. They got to take those picks they got from Micah and make something new.
All right, I lied. We got 2 minutes left. Here we go. So Denver, we talked about Denver and New England. You talked about New England's schedule, right?
Yeah,
so New England's at strength of schedule 37%.
Yep.
Strength of victory is 35%.
Yep.
Denver, strength of schedule 39%. Strength of victory 35%. So, of course, these 2 teams are on the top of the league. They play the easiest schedule and have the easiest strength of victory. So
they were both third-place teams, I believe, as well.
And the only team that's like below them in both categories in the AFC, the Tennessee Titans. That's how bad they are.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't trust either one of those teams when we get to playoff time.
Yeah, for me, I think it's going to take Denver to have home field advantage to make it happen. The other, the only team, and again, like I think the best team in the AFC, if we play on neutral sites, I think the best team in the AFC right now is actually the Houston Texans.
Boom! Yeah. I'm glad you said that. Guess who has the hardest strength of schedule in the AFC?
That team is nasty.
Well, I take that back. They're third. Your team actually has the second hardest, and Tennessee has the hardest. But yeah, Houston has been going through a gauntlet and actually winning football games.
Yeah, and even to this point, probably one of my most favorite games of the season that I actually did watch was the Houston San Francisco game. Like you really see both teams like really figuring it out that game. And you see some really, really great football. It's why I really think once we hit the playoffs, I could almost see. Part of me really thinks that we're going to have this weird like San Francisco versus like almost San Francisco Super Bowl between actually the 49ers at home against the Texans, which is the new San Francisco that D'Amico Ryans is building down in Houston. Like the teams are very similar to each other.
So we just hit the 8 o'clock mark. You want to wrap us up, sir?
Oh, we're wrapping it up, man. Like that's the stuff we're seeing here. It's a weird end of the season, weird season we got, but I'm pretty excited for what we got coming. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. I'm Steve Metrics. That's your boy,
DJ Triggs.
and that's no debate.
Boom.
Boom. And